god.
Oh, that's so weird. That's like just a misclick is what that is. He clicked his Nexus onto his Nexus.
He's going to have the biggest heart palpitation when he sees that.
Yeah, that's...
This is really bad. But hold up. If he gets good force fields here. Oh, my God, my eyes.
Luckily, he has 16 probes on, so, like, that's still mining very well. But
right, but still.
Okay. I mean, ooh, this is a little bit too far out from Youngshik, I feel like, especially when his opponent is stimmed already. But trying to whittle off as many Marines as he possibly can.
He's not going to let this leave, and I think he's right for doing this.
Does anyone leave here alive?
No one. Okay.
No one leaves here alive.
Yeah, he's just going to shave this off. Now, again, a little bit alarming. Okay, he fixed it.
Some of you leave here alive, but badly wounded.
He does continue to push out here. Munchik actually going to try to come out again. Now, you got to remember, even though Gumio's come out and done some damage here and there, he's had some army shaved off.
Yeah.
And whenever Protoss is shaving off enough of that army and still keeping the complexity of his own army, having a balance of adepts, stalkers, sentries, and starting to get these necessary upgrades. And we already see a Forge coming here as well as a Twilight Council. Of course, he can absolutely win a fight later on in the game, and Myunshik may just have positioned himself to be in very good shape later on here.
Astute observation, my dear Tasteless.
Thank you.
And that is kind of what it looks like here. Like, he traded in his own early tech to get these units, and they really haven't paid off in any way, I would say. Like, he hasn't really done damage anywhere, so... A little bit rough, but it's not like it's a situation where he's dead. Like, he's actually keeping the pressure on Myungshik, which Terran players love to do. Keeping Myungshik back in his base is allowing him to take his third base. He's really powering up quite hard as well, and his medevacs are coming out now.
Yep, medevacs now out in the group. And we have a few Phoenixes that have been pulled up over here. Another Gateway Explosion about to finish up. And he's getting a Warp Prism, and it seems to me that Myunshik is gearing up to actually push out. He's going to have the Glaives upgrade. He should just be able to put a lot of pressure over here on this third base. Now, we got to see, is Myunshik going to do any drops? With the medevacs out, he could try to do that. Protoss might just not be in a good position. This is definitely a very droppable map. And definitely with these other Gateways coming up here, Myunshik is very much so planning on going for the jugular in the next minute or two.
Yeah, he's getting the robotic support bay as well, so gonna have some splash damage to back up whatever happens here against all of this massive amounts of bio. And Gumio is starting Widow Mine production, which is very, very, very important. He's got a reactor on that factory, and the Widow Mines are really like, it's such a key unit right now in the matchup because of how strong Adepts are and how much they clump. Widow Mines are a great counter to that.
Yeah, it makes it so that the Protoss can't choose the positioning. It actually gets to go to the Terran in that moment. Because obviously if you shade on top of Widow Mines, all your stuff dies. So a pretty smart move here. And I guess he's not going to go for a big attack. I was wrong about that. He actually wants to go in here with a Warp Prism and try to unload over in the main. And just try to do some damage and draw some of that army away. And I don't think there's any Widow Mines over here. Wow.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
That is a lot of Adepts right now. Now, this is the #1 headache of Terran players in this matchup. The huge Adept Warp-in. Already, it's dealing pretty decent damage.
Now, Hika's going to shade away. And look at this. He's going to start targeting down workers. So smart. And, really, he can exploit these angles the Marines have to come around in.
Dude, this is such good damage. Really.
Look, he's going to come up here. Now, that's still enough to kill off a few more workers.
Yeah.
If he targeted them.
But look, you got a turret, 7 SCVs, a bunch of units, a bunch of mana off of the medevacs. Like, that was just an awesome, awesome warp and perfectly timed there by Myungshik and kind of causing Gumio a fit.
So, these Phoenixes that are coming around here, if he catches these medevacs, that would be huge. Seems like he actually wants to attack over here where this army is. If Myunshik doesn't move this, he could actually, well, I guess Blink's not done yet, excuse me, but he could definitely try to just topple that. Although I think actually Gumio is going to wait for Protoss to move out on the map. This ultimately pins Protoss into his base, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah, and 3 base versus 3 base, I guess he'll be feeling all right for the time being. I don't think we saw a Thermal Lance, did we? Oh, that was a nice pickup. But
I don't think he got Thermal Lance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you're correct about that. There's no Thermal Lance in the game.
So
although I
that
think he
would
could still pick a fight pretty well.
Yeah, like the Colossus will still be worth something, but like obviously you want to have Thermal Lance, right?
Okay, now he's not quite got Blink yet. In fact, that gets done the moment that this is wrapping up here. Now he takes out that, no problem. again, when you do this kind of harass with liberators and drops with your infantry, it can be a double-edged sword. I mean, you can just end up losing all these units and they're not doing any damage, and suddenly Protoss is, you know, twice the size of you and pushes across the map and you lose it. I got to say, Myunchik's been playing that kind of game pretty well here, really punishing Gumiho for being that aggressive player who does like to harass here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, this has been a very good, like, just straight-up macro game overall, you know, for Myunchik. He's kind of showing, like, a lot of depth in the series so far. So Gumiho going to have to go into that late macro game as well. Starting to add Vikings on. And this is, I feel like this is somewhat questionable because this is one Robo Colossus, right? So, like, literally he's only going to have 2 or 3 Colossus, and to put money into Vikings, I'm like,
and with Phoenix is already out, I think he's effectively intimidated his opponent into not making more medevacs, which is actually exactly what Myunchik wants. Myunchik's actually going to move in here now. This is a really good angle. Control of the ramp is going right now over to Myunchik, picking up these Widow Mines. So much more damage going to this tight area. The Colossi right now undamaged. The Phoenix is now taking out some more of these medevacs.
Wow, this is a great attack. Those Colossi worth their weight in gold. So much damage going down. The Vikings finally starting to pick away at them as the Phoenixes have gone down. I don't think it's going to be enough. Myunchik blinks forward and just has too much.
He is just too strong, and he is going to run over Gumiho. He is cut Terran in half, and once he gets on top of those production facilities, this game is going to be over.
This is so rough for Gumiho. He actually has these extra Vikings up here, absolutely not helping. Shading on top of what is left over, and Gumiho taps out.
GG!
All right.
Absolutely fantastic game there. Myunchik really showing, you know, he can take what Gumiho does best, shut it down, bounce back across the map, and that gives him a 2-1 lead here.
Yeah, that's a fantastic lead for Myunchik going forward. He's on match point for the rest of this match. Gumiho is going to have to take the next one. And you know, that was a really nice showing from Myunchik. You know, he went into the Oracle. It didn't really do that much damage, but he played a standard macro game from there. Yeah. He did like a little bit of harassment here and there, which did a great job. But you know, it was just standard play, and Gumiho couldn't quite keep up with it.
It's funny because SOS was saying Myunchik is the cheesiest player. Even Gumiho was saying he was cheesier than him. But this is also what makes Myunchik scary, is if he's not cheesy, he's still fine.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, I think normally the stereotype with a lot of cheesy players is he's doing that because he doesn't know how to win in a standard game. Not Myunchik. He'll cheese more than he won't, but when he doesn't do it, he looks fine.
Yeah.
And he completely shut Gumiho down there. And now Gumiho is going to have to win the next 2 games or he's out.
Yeah, that was very well done by Myunchik. You know, the fact that he had those Phoenixes and Gumiho tried to get into the Vikings, but he attacked. Like, if you're mid-transition into Vikings, it's all wasted, right? Like, if you have a medium amount of Vikings against Phoenix Colossus, that's like completely a waste of money. You'd rather have just bio or a lot of Vikings to knock it down. So, you know, just hitting him at those weak points, at those transitions, Myunchik looking really scary.
We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, game number 4 between Myunchik and Gumiho.
봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
She's like, yeah. Every day. 유기요.
대결의 룰을 아십니까? 승리한 자는 패배한 자의 트로피를 뺏습니다. 그리고 그의 자존심까지도. 클래시 로얄.
이 인형이 너의 슬픔을 씻어줄 것이다. RPG의 검은 획을 긋다. 크라이.
내 뒤에서 먼지나 먹으시지.
기분 째지는데?
질서와 수호를 위해서라면
마귀 화염이
누구도 나를 막을 순 없어. 방해하겠다면 전부 부숴주지.
나는 KT 기가 인터넷. 당신과 끊김없이 게임을 즐기죠. 어디서나 우린 함께해요. 어때요? 나랑 콜라보 하실래요? 당신의 KT.
치고끼는 역시 배달통. 배달의 힘 배달통.
중요한 것은 언제나 안개에 쌓여 있다. 그저 나아갈 뿐.
메이플 스토리 2 신규 직업 소울 바인더.
오호, 물로 지금 거의 뭐 수분을 그냥 갖다 들이붓는 것 같아요. 자, 바른 쪽과 안 바른 쪽입니다. 차에 보여드릴게요. 내가 발라봤는데 개편. 앞으로 그냥 나도 찍어 발라야 될 것 같아요. 잘 봐요. 자, 이렇게 깔끔하게 아래쪽만 다듬어도 선이 딱 살아있잖아요. 선 라인 자체가. 잠깐만. 이런 느낌이구나. 허허. 오늘 여러 가지 제품들 올리브영에서 제가 지금 제품을 받아서 사용을 해봤는데 굉장히 좋은 것 같아요. 올리브영 제품이 짱인 것 같습니다.
기가 IoT 헬스. 올레 TV 켜고 퍼팅하고 바이크 타고 체지방 체크까지 실감나게 재밌다. 기가 IoT 헬스. 김지원의 KT.
How you star? Every day. 요기요.
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 2016년 제주항공 모델 송중기입니다. 리프레쉬 제주예요.
답답할 때 마셔봐요 트로피카나. 상큼상큼 과일 듬뿍 스파클링. 리얼 프루트를 스파클링으로 과즙이 톡톡 쏜다. 트로피카나 스파클링.
스타일? 상쾌하면 되는 거야. 상쾌함의 높이가 다르다.
Stylish Sparkling Water 롯데 트레비.
오늘 남친구원과 달리기 하러 컬러로 왔어요. 안녕.
제주항공의 남자 승무원 김준현입니다. 제주항공 안에서 특화팀이 따로 있어요. 저희가 이제 한 달에 노선을 정해서 특정 요일에 이렇게 저희가 하는 거예요.
딴따라 팀이요?
네, 저희 이제 음악 이렇게 악기 연주하는 친구들.
어머.
기내 프로포즈 해주는 그런 몰래 이렇게 남편분이 사연을 신청하셔가지고
우와.
저희가 몰래 영상 찍어서 보내드리고.
제주항공은 이벤트 회사 같은. 제주항공 색깔이다. 블루다 블루 베이비. 카메샷. 안녕. 오늘 밤은 삐딱하게.
미소가 생기다. 화사함이 생기다. 건강한 하루가 생기다. pH 8.0과 풍부한 미네랄로 핑크빛 생기가 생기다. 아이시스 8.0. 이제 모두 핑크하세요.
We're back here at the GSL Codas. Right now, Myunchik is up with a 2-1 lead over Gumiho, but that could change very quickly. These guys do seem to be evenly matched. Myunchik not going for his more standard cheesy approach, instead playing defensive, absorbing all the harass attacks from Gumiho, and then winning with a really strong counter.
Yeah, it was very well done game by Myunchik, showing that he can play the basics, he can play a standard macro game. So putting a little bit of fear into everyone. That's the cheesiest cheese a cheeser can do, is to play normal tasteless.
Yeah, you can throw them off. Map number 4 is going to be on GSL Judgment. Gumiho is not allowed to make any more errors, any more mistakes. If he loses one more game, he's out. Myunchik, one of the most unpredictable players, knows every build, especially the ones that end the game quickly. Let's see what happens.
All right, Judgment, a crazy big map. Can't wait to see what these guys are gonna do. Here we go.
Esports. In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
SK Telecom T1, Myunchik.
Bad boy of esports.
In the upper right, in the red, he is
MVP Chicken Maru, Gumiho.
You know, really, if you do look at them, they have quite a contrasting look. Like, you look at Gumiho, you're like, now that's a nice kid right there.
Yeah, Myunchik.
That's a like that.
He'll
kid,
take your lunch money, man.
Yeah.
Rabbit's back. Look at that sweatshirt he's got on, man. Look at that. I'm like, I think the acid's kicked in.
He's got the Three Wolves t-shirt on underneath.
Lord of the memes. He who makes the memes must first hold the meme conch.
Oh, my.
So we got a quick command center coming here from Gumiho, which I got to say I'm like a little bit surprised by.
Yeah, the CC first. I think it's just because it is a big map. It takes a long time to travel across.
I do get that. I guess it's just that like Myunchik has such a proclivity to cheese.
That is true.
I would feel very insecure doing that against someone of him. I think under most players, but then again, I guess it might be also one of these maps where it's like if you don't fast expand and you're like, oh, okay, I survived this cheese. It's like, well, you lost because you didn't fast expand on this map. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. I like that he's done this. I think that you do need to take risks in a situation like this as well. Like, you know, StarCraft is not always cut and dry. Yeah, if you're just straight up better at macro and micro than your opponent, you can just play like kind of a safe build and kill them. That's not the case. I think these two are really close to even. You know, I would say that Gumiho might be a little bit better overall, but in this matchup, maybe Myunchik has a slight edge. So it's like, I think you got to do things like command center first and mix it up.
Okay, well, Myunchik is going to do something over here. I'm guessing it's a Stargate.
Yeah,
but probably. No, I want to go off what you were saying a second ago, Artosis, is that StarCraft isn't so cut and dry. I mean, this is where you do get those kids that really do rage.
Yeah.
And I always imagine them wearing headgear, you know what I mean? Or something like that.
Totally.
You're not even playing the game right. Like, it's like, listen, man, I'm sorry, but this is not exact. Oh, my God, it's a robo. He just really does do everything.
He does.
Well, this is also going to be just fine. How do you imagine the nerd that just can't handle the cheese? Do you imagine he's a nerd with no chin? Just like a neck, and it kind of just connects to his head, you know?
His neck goes right into his face.
The no chin nerd?
Yeah.
We all know him. We've all seen that one nerd.
It's like
banging his fist on
his neck goes into his face. It's like, well, I mean, if he lays face down on the bed, he's going to suffocate. It's like really sad, actually. But
his head looks like the top of a bowling ball pin. What? Wow, okay. Well, the no chin nerd would definitely rage here. He'd be banging his fist on the table.
Rush takes no skill.
Mom! There's no more Capri Suns! Honey, there's some upstairs above the fridge. It's only the cherry-flavored ones, Mom! God damn it! You ever have a friend who would rage at his parents? Like, I had a couple. I had like a couple friends. I swear to God, they were like Cartman and like, like yelling at his mom. Like, I'm like, I don't know, man. This guy has like every console, and you know, he's like not very good at any game, but he's kind of got it all.
Angry about?
Yeah, why are you so angry? Okay,
well,
anyways,
the guy with every console would be the guy that would yell at his parents because he's spoiled. So here's my 2 cents. By the way, this is so deadly what he's doing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a great strategy that could really throw off Gumiho. Now, Gumiho almost has stim, though.
Yeah, it's getting close. Warping quite a few adepts here.
In fact, I don't think he's going to be able to deny stim.
Yeah, I don't think he will this time.
That being said, that might not be the most pertinent part of our story here. He might try to hit from different locations.
There's 5 Marines being produced at a time right now, and with that stim just about to finish. Okay, he needs to pull SCVs, and he needs to slaughter this right now.
Okay, he's coming in here now. Now the War Prism is still here. He hasn't gunned that down. He's backing it up.
Oh,
he takes it out.
Very well done. A lot of these SCVs are going down right now, but this is plenty of Marines.
Completely annihilates this.
Yeah.
Huge play there.
Super well done.
Big grimace on. Okay. Stay hydrated.
Doesn't even need the hand on the keyboard.
That's right.
That's how easy Protoss is. She doesn't have something on keyboard. It's not going around for this. She on keyboard. Oh my God! Keep it, kid, please! Oh my God!
Can't take it anymore.
Oh. Myungshik just binded A to the right mouse click. It's just, he doesn't even use a keyboard. He only brings one in to type in his ID to log into Battle.net.
Oh my God! Well, we're kind of at that point with a strat like this where you got to kind of commit. Now, I mean, Myungshik still might do a lot of damage here. He's definitely controlling the movement of his opponent. Okay, now this is a sick move. He just lifts off.
Yeah, he needs to get that prism too.
Oh, is he going to get the prism?
Myungshik is dead.
GG.
All right.
Sick. Nicely done.
So nice, so nice. Really good defense there by Gumiho. You know, the fact that he got such a fast command center into the 3 racks, just completely helping him out that game. Had enough units to deal with that. If he went for a more technical build, Myungshik may have been able to kill him there.
It's tied up, boys and grills. We're at 2-2 right now, and I don't know who's going to win this. Myungshik, again, bringing out the crazy strats. He is looking very, very, very like Myungshik, but I will say Gumiho definitely is able to stop this, at least in an even amount.
So our last map going to be Frost. Okay, this can be a very good map for Terran. It gets a little bit hard for Protoss to defend everywhere if it gets in that macro game, so I think Myungshik probably going to want to be a bit aggressive.
We know that Gumiho is going to have to be hyper-vigilant. Anything in his mind's eye he can imagine coming at him, he better be ready for it. It's all going to come down to this one game. The winner goes on to the semifinals against SOS.
Yeah, and top 4 is such a big deal for these guys right now. Of course, neither of these guys really in position to go to BlizzCon. They gotta win, just like SOS does.
So much on the line. We're moments away from starting this. Gumiho just wiped his hand off on his towel. Myungshik going over whatever build it is. Does he fake it out? Does he play standard? Gumiho really not able to get into endgame here, which is a lot of times one of his strongest points. And our game is loaded up, so let's do this. Let's get hype. This is our last game tonight. One of these two goes on to the semifinals. Myungshik versus Gumiho. This is the GSL Code S. In the bottom right, in the blue.
SK Telecom T1, Myungshik.
Myungshik. In a world.
Sponsored by Eggles.
In the bottom left.
MVP Chicken Maru, Gumiho.
I'd like to personally thank Eggles for helping out SK Telecom.
Guys, go buy Eggles stuff right now. Thanks for coming down, guys. Welcome. All right. We got the sideways piece.
Yeah.
Mixing it up here.
Jesus, that's a greater than sign. You really don't do math on TV, do you? Oh my God.
Wow. Well, what do you think Myungshik's going to do? This map is obviously got more starting locations, which actually cuts out a lot of the weird, strats you could do there.
Yeah, like for insane early game, you're definitely right about that. Well, he's actually scouting him last, which is really good for Gumiho as well because it gives Myungshik less time to react to the build that he's facing down, which once again, Tasteless, is a command center first into 3 barracks. I love this build choice.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's kind of safe against anything that Protoss tries to do to pull the rug out from under you. As long as you're good at positioning those Marines and playing it safe.
Yeah. He's been getting that quick stem. That's really been helping him out quite a bit. Myungshik is not, I don't think, after he's scouted this now, because at least he's got a strong scout, right? That tells him absolutely everything that's going on. And he's going to know how this game is going to look from Gumiho's side, but I don't think he does something like that Prism play again. I
would hope not.
Yeah.
We do have the probe leaving. Sometimes that makes me wonder if maybe he's going to he thought it was important enough to try to build something somewhere here. But yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, even if he does do that, I don't know if that would be the best approach. Would be to build something here. You look at 3 barracks, you say, if he was trying to tech, maybe I could get away with something. And of course, you can already see Gumiho is darting around the map, trying to see if he can figure out anything sneaky that his opponent's up to. Okay, he is going to make a pylon here,
dude. That's Myungshik for you right there.
He's like, I don't know, man. I got this probe out.
Yeah. It's like, well, he's just making fighting units and economy, right? I can kill him.
Now, that's odd. I didn't think he was going to make a Stargate there, but...
No, certainly not.
Right?
Certainly not what I was thinking.
I was really thinking it would probably be a robo.
One of the last things I was thinking that would be.
Not even really that helpful that that's in the middle of the map. I'm like, well, I guess it gets there like 4 seconds faster, which is cool, but it is in the middle of the map by the watchtower, so you better hope this works.
Well, the thing is, too, this doesn't even have to be an all-in. This could just be like, he might be like, well, I want exactly like 2 oracles or something.
This is where we're going to find out. Myungshik thinks that you can't actually make a Stargate in your main. He's like, no, you can only make these outside your base, right? We're like,
it's like
no,
the
man,
opposite
it's
of creep.
Yeah,
it's like it can't be near too many pylons.
He even has the name of the building wrong. He's like, it's time for me to make my cheese gate out here. And he builds it over there. I can't believe he made a Stargate there. Normally, guys, just so you understand.
I know, it's just that's a really weird spot because that will die.
Yeah, see, the thing is, guys, normally you make it on the corner because you have close access to the minerals, and you have a ridge, so they can't just run right over there. But here...
Okay, 4 gates on the way.
Oh, okay. He's like, let me show you guys how this strat works one more time.
I guess it's like just 5-gate adept plus oracles.
He's like, I've got the if the first build was Coke, this is going to be the Cherry Coke version coming out here. He's like, look, it's kind of the same thing, but weird in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah, and not quite as good, but we'll see.
Well, that also might explain.
There's like nothing in there.
He actually gets the pylon in the middle of the map, by the way, too, because he wants to push from that location. He doesn't care if the Stargate's found.
Oh, this is that's a good amount of damage for that Oracle.
It
5
is.
kills, absolutely. Like already, that Stargate was completely worth it, and it did catch him off guard. He's making a Void Ray to go with this, which is kind of cool. We definitely have seen lately some Protoss trying this SOS style where it's like Adept, Sentry, Void Ray, and notice he's making more Void Rays. This composition, Terrans have had a little bit of a hard time against recently.
That's right. Oh. Now, he actually probably wants that to go across the map.
Well, he's going to... oh, my God.
He's going to see it.
Good thing he turned around that quickly. Oof.
Yeah, no kidding. That could have died very fast.
Okay, this is like... Myungshik is just so crazy,
This guy, yeah, man.
Stim is not that far along, and Stim is very important against this.
Also, the tank turret placement is really good.
Yeah.
It's actually really, really hard to get over to that. And not to mention there's a medevac, so he can toss it back if he wants. So it's Myungshik's favorite building, mass gates. Wait, I'm sorry, what is that?
That's a gateway.
That's a gateway, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a random proxy gateway.
That's a random proxy. I'm like, maybe he's making a robo down there. It's like he makes all of his buildings everywhere on the map.
He makes a forge there and starts shields upgrade. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, randomly generated builds, like it's totally weird. Okay, comes in and tags.
Now that's a really good tag because he needs to see the position of the tank. Now at this point in time, it's no secret to Gumiho what's happening. Gumiho knows he has to survive the next few minutes without suffering too many losses.
Yeah.
We don't mind going down in a very well-placed location.
That's a super good spot for that. But he's staying away from that ledge, knowing that there could be units up there. The siege tank doing a great job. Look at this. He's making another layer of building walls.
God.
This is so well done. Okay, those are really good force fields coming down.
Okay, he's coming in here now, and he's done a great amount of damage. But this tank is going to be the key to trying to hold this off. He wants that to take too much damage down there.
It's
another
so
warp in here.
The Void Ray is actually dealing huge amounts of damage here as well.
By the way, he's actually managed to wipe out enough depots that the Terran can't produce. So he's going to go right on top of this. That gets taken out. Darren's still blocked off and is now in the red.
Stim and combat shields are both about to finish, and that's super important for this battle as well. But the force fields are dictating everything right now. When he runs out of those, it's going to be really hard to continue this, but he gets more and more units.
Yeah, I think he might just try to shade on top of the army.
God, 8 more adepts coming in.
Okay, it's all going to come down to this. Here we go!
This is kind of crazy. This is going to be very painful indeed. He brings out his SCVs. Here we go. A big stim there by Gumiho. +1 finishes in the middle of this battle as well. But Myungshik is dealing ridiculous amounts of damage.
The next tank is out, but it goes down before it can even do any damage. Oh, there it is. GG!
Gumiho just crushed.
Is insane. This man is completely mad.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Damn.
That Stargate where he put it, Gumiho almost held that, but Myungshik was very patient with that all in, and at the end of the day was able to punch through. Like he said, he was going to cheese with every ounce of energy that he has left, man, and he sure did.
It looks like many of the no-chin nerds watching right now are not going to be happy.
Yeah.
But
they're
let me tell you something.
But they're chinless, tasteless.
You know what? You got to do what it takes to win, and Myungshik, he's got these builds. It's hard to predict. Yeah. And he just manages to outmaneuver his opponent early on. I mean, I didn't think he was going to do that. That was wild.
Yeah.
And it worked, man.
No, I wasn't expecting that, but very well done, and breaks out that kind of new style and makes it into an all-in. And wow, Gumiho just not ready for it. Gumiho was really, he was sad there.
Well,
gutted, as Apollo would say.
You know, it is sad. I mean, he was taken out, but, you know, he knew it was coming from Myungshik, but you got to prepare properly. You got to get that right positioning set up here. Myungshik is the best in the business in strats like that, strats that force an end to the game immediately. We haven't really seen anybody as good at it as him, really, in a long time. He might be the best there is at this. We're going to go to the interview now and see what Myungshik's thoughts are. Finally, Myungshik has managed to advance to the semifinals. Congratulations. Thank you.
Wow,
so it's your first time advancing to the semifinals. How do you feel? Yep, it's my first semifinals, and it's of course the last tournament of the year. And according to this tournament, I might be able to go to BlizzCon, so it's very important to me. So you traded wins and losses with your opponent, and then you went to the final set. And Gumiho almost defended against your all-in. Yeah, when I saw the tanks, I actually thought I might lose. But I think Gumiho wasn't constantly producing tanks after that. If he was a little bit more patient, I actually might have lost that game.
왜 굳이 전지 누관을 하지? 이런 생각을 했습니다. 3세트 라크 시류에서 운영으로 이겨놓고 이렇게 기본기에서 탄탄한 면을 보여줬고.
So you were defeated in you won in a long game in the macro set, but then you managed to win in that final set.
고병대 선수가 앞에 빌드 해온 걸 보니까 좀 제 스타일에 맞춰서 준비해온 것 같아서 이런 식으로 하면
when I saw what Gumiho had prepared for me,
있을 것 같아서 했는데
it just seems like he has my number pretty well. So I did a really crazy all-in build in the 5th set. It's actually a really old build. I was actually very lucky that it worked.
자, 그 3세트 이야기도 앞서 해보겠습니다. 참 불리했던 걸 이겼어요. 탐사정이 그렇게 놀고 있었는데.
그게 그러게요. 저는 근데 게임하면서 불리하다고
Your workers weren't doing anything for a long time in that 3rd set. You were in an early deficit, but you were able to turn the tables around. Tell us about that.
생각을 안 하고 하니까 게임이 잘 풀리더라고요. 그래서 그냥 아무 생각 없이 잘한 게 잘 된 것 같아요.
I just tried to clear my mind. I remind myself I wasn't in a huge deficit, and I did manage to come back from that.
자, 오늘 이렇게 재밌는 경기 많이 나왔는데 이제는 4강입니다. 앞서 김유진 선수를 만나게 돼서
So now you're playing SOS in the semifinals.
이런 평가에 대해서 기대하셔도 좋다. 데뷔를 하셔야 될 것 같다 이야기를 해주셨는데요. 김유진 선수와의 4강전 기대 많이 되세요?
You said SOS should look out for your dirty cheese builds in the semifinals. Yeah, I'm actually really excited to be playing against SOS. If we played right now, I think I'd lose, but I got a week to prepare some strats. So I'm going to have to prepare some very unique builds for that match.
네, 알겠습니다. 자, 그럼 다음 4강전 김유진 선수와의 경기 기대하겠고요. 다시 한번 김유진 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
That does it.
자,
Congratulations
이렇게 이번 8강
to Myunshik. We got a really
weird
PvP coming our
Yeah, that's going to be a wild one. I can't wait to see what type of crazy builds they both pull out, because like Myunshik is just like a different style SOS type guy. So many mind games.
So these are our results here for tonight. It's SOS and Myunshik moving on. And in the other half of the brackets, which we will be doing in about 48 hours from now, we're going to have Ryung versus Byun and Deer versus TY.
Dude, this is kind of crazy.
Look at this, Ryung versus Byun. How old school is that?
That is really, really old school.
And of course, Deer versus TY. How new school is that? Well, kind of new school.
Middle. Well, I mean, TY's technically been a pro gamer longer than everyone else in this tournament. But,
yeah, I guess that's true. I'm used to thinking of TY as actually dominating. Byung and Ryung were like super on top back in the olden days.
Very much so.
But TY really looking like he's in great shape now. And of course, Deer, a GSL Code S champion.
Yeah, it's a ridiculously awesome bracket, and all I can think about is an SOS Byun or an SOS TY final and how insane that would actually be.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to casting that on Friday. This was a cool night tonight. What are we ending on here? This seemed like it was pretty short.
It was.
Even though that was going to Game 5 there, that was really quick.
Yeah, only a couple hours for this round of 8. But, I mean, SOS kind of screwed up the night, right? Like, this second match was really nice.
Yeah, he just won.
Amount of time.
He just won so hard.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This was a real treat as far as these games go. Definitely an educational night if you're a Protoss player. These are the players that will be duking it out, like I said, in 48 hours, so definitely do not miss out.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome, awesome night. Everyone kind of seeing how far can Byun, the teamless pro gamer, go. This guy is a complete monster right now, and of course, TY has not lost his form even for a moment this year. He is the best Terran in the world and looking to hopefully win his first tournament.
I always get excited as we get deeper and deeper into a GSL to see who's actually going to come out. You know, we have so many players at the start of a season and all these different ideas and opinions on, okay, this guy's definitely the best, or this guy, keep an eye on him, or we think this player is going to lose no matter what. But we always have surprises as we get deeper and deeper along. Like even the fact that Ryun is going to be playing.
That's so crazy, isn't it?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
And of course, the people like SOS, we're going to say, like, how far is he going to go? Is he going to win the whole thing?
Yeah, well, I hope he does. I mean, it would be so awesome to have SOS just win, like, basically every championship ever in StarCraft 2. Just have him be, like, we have all sorts of champions in StarCraft 2, but we only have one world champion. It's SOS.
That's right. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. By the way, look down here. Finals. It's going to be at Children's Grand Park. That is in Seoul. Definitely get down there. It is going to be get there early, because last time I was like, come on in.
It's going to be packed.
It was so packed last time we did a finals in Season 1 of this year that there were people that could not get in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this one, the venue should be bigger, but just get there early. Get there early.
It's a good area, too. It's a good area way over on the western or eastern part of Seoul.
Eastern part,
and, yeah, you can have a lot of fun there. Children's Grand Park, a lot of things to do there in the day. So definitely go down, check that out if you're in Korea. But we've got to get to that top 2 players first.
That's right. So spread the word about that. And like we've been doing all year long, we are going to be back on Friday. If you guys have friends who did not see the VODs, definitely recommend them. There were a lot of really interesting builds, a lot of really exciting games, a lot of strats you could definitely use on the ladder, especially Myunshik's. If you want to really make other nerds rage against you, you could definitely use those.
Yeah, you want to pick up some quick victories and make those chinless nerds angry.
Yes, that's right. So that does it for us here tonight. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at the GSL Code S. We are going to be back soon. But until next time, guys, we love you. Have a great time.